Hi there, my name is Stacy Phillips, and this is my video log for Sunday, December 15th, 2013. Today I wrote a blog about managing expectations and the fact that we tend to achieve what we expect ourselves to achieve. So in the way that I use this in my journey is that when I lost weight the first time, I lost 140 pounds, and results will vary. Clients can expect to lose 2 to 5 pounds each week for the first 2 weeks and 1 to 2 pounds each week thereafter. However, okay, I lost 140 pounds, and all my life up to that point, and including that point, I had been a dieter. I had been a professional dieter almost, yo-yoing. Every time I lost weight, I was great at losing weight, but I was not great at maintaining weight. I would always yo-yo back to my original starting weight over time, or bigger actually, which was most often the case. So I remember getting to my goal the first time after losing 140 pounds and becoming a healthy BMI. And I was out to lunch with a friend, and she commented about how she was so proud of me that I was so tiny, and I was a healthy weight. And I remember exactly what I told her at the time. She was a good friend of mine from high school, and I said, yeah, but I'm probably just going to gain it back now. That seems to be what I do every time. I'm either gaining or losing. That just seems to be what I do. And guess what? 14 months later, I had gained it all back. So no surprise. That's what I had expected myself to do. And I had done it. So the second time, when I really decided to make this a lifestyle and lost 146 pounds. Again, back to the disclaimer, results will vary. Clients can expect to lose 2 to 5 pounds a week for the first 2 weeks, each week for the first 2 weeks, and 1 to 2 pounds a week thereafter. Results vary, remember that. But when I lost the 146 pounds this time, I don't expect to gain it back. I have zero expectation that I will be gaining this weight back. And I knew that starting out on this journey, that this was the last time I was going to attempt something like this, because it was just too heartbreaking to gain it all back. I didn't have it in me to do that one more time, to go through the effort it took to become healthy and then to gain it all back again. And plus, that's not very good for our bodies. I was given a stern talking to by my gastroenterologist after I had my gallbladder out, and he said, the best thing you can do is stay a healthy weight. And I went, I agree. I plan on it. Thank you very much. So, yes, managing expectations. We will do, we will act in accordance to the expectations we have of ourselves. So, for example, are you going into this Christmas season? Are you going into this next week? Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, thinking to yourself, that you expect to go off plan, that you just expect to put your health goals on hold while you indulge. And if your thoughts go something like, well, it's always so hard on the weekends, I always go off plan on the weekends, and it's so simple during the week because I'm busy and distracted, which is not a good sign for when, because to do the plan just when you're distracted, we want to be engaged in the process. This is not going to be permanent if it's just an accident, or just it was something we did while we were distracted, busy doing other things. That's not going to make this permanent. This is going to be a permanent lifestyle change if we're intentional about it. So anyway, do we expect ourselves to go off plan on the weekends? Do we expect ourselves to be night eaters? Those of us who have struggled with eating at night. Do we say to ourselves, well, I'm just a night eater, so I always eat at night, and I just kind of expect myself to eat at night, and there's not a whole lot I can do about it, but I'm really struggling and I'm really trying. How are you? You're only struggling because you're not changing your expectations. If you change your expectations and expect to not be a night eater, then you won't be a night eater. That's how we change our behavior. We start with our expectations, what we expect ourselves to do. But because we will always rise or fall to the level of our expectations. So in this case, after losing the weight, I expected not to gain it back. I put plans and systems in place. I've built safety nets around myself. I've created a microenvironment of health around myself, around my family. I have oriented my life and my family's life. We've oriented our life around what matters most to us. And we expect to remain fit and healthy to the best of our abilities, because that is what we expect, and that's what we're doing. So, watch your expectations. Actually, manage them is a better word for it. Don't watch them. That's like a passive stance, watching from a distance. Manage your expectations, which means create them and then act in accordance with them. Create the expectations of yourself that fall in line with where you want to be and who you want to be and where you want to go. One of my favorite philosophers was Epictetus. I don't know if I pronounced his name correctly, but it's Epictetus. And one of his lines, one of his quotes, which is kind of one of my foundational verses as far as quotations and things like that, is first, say what it is you would be, then do what you have to do. Two very simple sentences. First, you say what it is that you want to be. Then, you do what you have to do to be that person. So, it's never too late to become the person that we might have been. I think George Eliot said that, and then one of my friends said it to me a couple of years ago right before I embarked upon this journey again, and I've really taken it to heart. At 40 years old with a cane, as round as I was tall, 63 inches at my widest circumference, not able to fit through the turnstiles at Disney World, having to be let through the stroller gate with no stroller, needing a seatbelt extender on an airplane. I tell you what, if anyone thought it was too late after years and years of yo-yo dieting, I think I had a right to feel that way. But I just banished those. I decided I had a right to be healthy. I decided I had a right to live the life that I wanted to live insofar as it was in my control. And there's a lot in our control that we don't realize is in our control. We have the capacity to do amazing things if we expect those things of ourselves. So what are you expecting of yourself this week? What are you expecting of yourself this Christmas season, this holiday season, in the new year for 2014? Have you already relegated January 1st, 2014 as just too soon to start to get healthy? You've already put it off a little longer than that, maybe next year, maybe the year after. If that's what you expect, that's what you're going to live. But if you expect yourself to really create a life of health for yourself, do it. Let's start now. Contact me, Stacy Michelle Phillips at gmail.com. That's StacyMichellellephips at gmail.com, and let's get you on your healthy path, creating optimal health in your life today. If you already do have a health coach, then great. Reconnect with them. They will be thrilled that you want to get back on the path to optimal health. So have a wonderful Christmas and Happy New Year. I'm sure I'll do another vlog or two before the New Year, but if I don't for some reason, but I expect myself to, so I won't even say if I don't for some reason. I will be posting another vlog before January 1st. All right, have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.